I have become the professional lineup builder. People have paid me tons of money to build their lineups. I'm just joking. Of course not. I'm not that good at Sorare. I didn't win any rewards last week, but this is one of the benefits you get from being a member. I will make a video talking about your gallery, talking about your upcoming games and build your lineups. And if you are interested, just check the link in the description or subscribe and click on the join button besides. There you can see every single benefit you get from each level of the membership you want to be in. But yeah, without further ado, let's jump right into it. And this will be a long video, so take a snack, get something good to drink, and this will be very, very helpful for all of you that aren't in this video. And most of this will be members, of course, or all of these will be members, different lineups, and I can talk generally about a lot of good players they have and how you can implement strategies that some of these guys are actually doing, some of very, very creative, and very, very surprised by some of them. I will talk about that, but now we can start with the first one, Hata Kegun. And I think he's, when I built his lineup, yeah, we can start with All-Star Limited, because he is pretty heavy when it comes to the MLS, and he has some very, very interesting players here. I started off with Steve Clark in goal against, what is this name, Sporting KC. I'm not good when it comes to the MLS, but I've done some research on predicted lineups and recent scores. So I have gone for Steve Clark, Sergi Cardona, because I think this is a very good fixture for Las Palmas, and we have seen his score recently. They are just insane. And Alan Varela, also a very, very favorable fixture for Porto, and hopefully he can perform. The same with Kunseaisu, is his name, I think, yeah. So we have an attacking stat from Porto. And then we also have Ryan Hollinghead, which is just an insane SO5 scorer. And I think this fixture is way, way better than it actually says here. Although 45% clean sheet probability in the MLS is very good. And I will talk more about, of course, his gallery, and also in terms of the strategy he has gone for. And also he has, when I asked the members, what do you want your lineups to be built, for example, do you want me to build All-Star, cap to 70? They said, like, my priority lineup is usually that and that and that. Of course, I haven't gone 100% with that. I build the lineups where I think you have the best players in and the best possibility to win something in. So just keep that in mind, but some of these lineups are built as the members told me to do, because in some cases they were actually 100% correct. But like, for an instance here, I think, for example, Loopy here is a doubt. So that is something we need to change now. And also I think this cap to 40 lineup is very, very strong, in my opinion. We have this guy at home against Elche. We have this guy right here, and Josh Eccles. He is actually one of the only players I knew good in this gallery. And of course Budimir, very, very good player. Johnny Russell with a tough fixture, but I think he can perform. I would go for the lowest threshold target here if I were you. Yeah, I won't go through like every single player either, but the reasoning for me picking those players is they fitted perfect together, and I think that is just enough to hit the cap to 40 lower threshold. Unfortunately, very unfortunately, to see Loopy wasn't predicted here to play. I thought he was going to be pretty nailed, but that we need to just find a backup. And I think Cardosa is the perfect backup here. We have a double defensive stack. And the only downside here is because the Porto game that was yesterday, I think Wendel got subbed off injured. So if that is the case, switch him out with Pepe. That is something I would do. And then captain Pepe, in my opinion, and there you have your lineup in cap to 70, in my opinion. That is what I would go for. But of course, if Wendel is fit, go for him 100%. And the reasoning for me wanting to go with Diop is because I think Lucas Roberton and Diop will be very, very good against Atletico Madrid, get a lot of interceptions, a lot of tackles, have a lot to do. So if Loopy play, I think he will do well, but he isn't expected to play, so I won't go with him. But yeah, I really like that Porto stack you have going. And then now we can go back, and I think we need to go all the way back here. Hata Kegun here. And then we can look on your gallery in general, because you have 31 limited cards and 1 reward 1. And as we can see here, you have gone for K-League or J-League here, which is nice. And like the only problem with this gallery, in my opinion, is there isn't a strong pattern, if that makes sense, because you have a lot of players from different leagues, and they aren't like, when you have only 30 cards, of course in some game weeks it could be very, very effective to have this type of gallery, but I think it will be very, very hard for you when the new update launches in 29th of March. That is something I would, and this is something like every one of you that watches this now will learn a lot from in today's video in specific, because as we can see here, there are players from different scarcities in terms of champion, challenger and contender. And I think it would be better if you just target at one of them, because you are now strengthened when it comes to many players, but you haven't like one killer team each week. Because if we go to lineup builder, my saved lineups, and you can see here on the screen that this isn't a killer lineup, although I think this will perform very well this weekend if everyone starts. But you don't have, like, as I said, a very strong lineup that you have a lot of depth around. You have a lot of depth, but not a killer lineup, if that makes sense. That could hit you those podiums. And although I know you're on a pretty low budget, but still I think if you do a little bit of switches here and there, you could be able to switch around to that. And also, in general, I think the collection and the players you have chosen is very good. I really like that Porto collection you have going. Of course, the goalkeeper from there is very, very expensive. But if you now want to target the classic season competitions, it could be a very good idea to maybe just go for those Porto players and build out that collection. And yeah, of course, go with your guts, go with the lineups you want. This is just what I would go for, so keep that in mind, and very, very interesting for sure. But now, let's move on to Duckling casts. And this, this is what is called a gallery I really, really like. And we can first go through the lineups. And I saw a possibility to go for the PL in season limited, because I really, really like that you have a Regulon. I really like that I have Casemiro. I really, really like that I have Flecken. And I thought, West Ham are in terrible form. Why don't have a defensive partnership of Brentford? And then we have, of course, Casemiro, Pedro Neto and Sarabia with 2 fantastic fixtures. And of course we captain Pedro Neto because I think he will perform very, very well against Sheffield United. And I think this team will have the possibility to win something. And maybe push it up to the podium place. I don't know. But like, the only doubt is if actually Casemiro is going to start. At the end of the video we will go through my lineups as well. And he is a doubt, but I think he's 99% to going to play. But the Player Sharper expert says he's 50-50. I don't think that at all. Casemiro is the most important player at this Manchester United team at the moment, in my opinion. But we will see, of course, he's 50-50. In terms of the Player Sharper expert. But besides that, very, very strong team. And then we have All-Star Limited. I thought to go a little bit strong here as well. And this is a little bit fun thing. Like, I think there are so many that have this guy right here, Magnus Mattsson. Like, almost every single lineup I have built now have him in his gallery. Like, it's insane. So I don't know what why so many have him, but maybe because he's very good, I don't know. But we have actually captained him. We have Mohamed El Nussi, Victor Christiansen, of course, Patrick Pence, and also Ricardo Pereira. The reasoning for me going for Ricardo Pereira is because last time Leicester played Leeds, Ricardo Pereira was incredible. I think he got a 100-pointer or something, and I thought he's probably going to do it again. Or is he? We will see. But the next one is Cap to 70 Limited, and I think this is actually one of the strongest one here. And this is just if Midtjylland keeps a clean sheet against, I don't know what that team name is, but we have gone for a triple pairing when it comes to goalkeeper, defender and another defender. And we will also captain Paulinho, And he is a player that in some cases does very bad and in other cases smashes it. So this is a little bit of a risk, but I think it will pay off for you. And we also have Magnus Matsson again, but now we have his midfielder card. And at top we have Jamie fucking Vardy. I hope I don't get, what it's called, like, I don't know that English word, but I shouldn't swear on YouTube because I probably won't get any revenue from this video, but never mind. I think this is very strong. And I don't know where I was going now because of that. Yeah, Jamie Vardy, talking about Jamie Vardy. Yeah, I completely glitched out there. But Jamie Vardy is a player I really like against oppositions like Leeds. Leeds is expected to win, but we know Jamie Vardy. He's incredible. I love Jamie Vardy. And I think he will score. And I think it won't be a pretty score from Jamie Vardy's side. He will give away a lot of fouls. He will probably get a minus in AA, but I think he will score 1 or 2 goals today. Yeah, today. The game is actually today, so you also have a treat today. If you go for this lineup in Cap 270 Limited, and looking more at your gallery, Duckling casts, yeah, you have actually one reward, but you have a lot of cards. You have 124 limited cards, and 1 rare card. And if we go to your gallery, you have a lot of different players, of course, because you have so many cards. And like, I like your pattern where you're going on new season cards. And I really like that you go for Burnley players. And I would recommend you to build another PL in-season team with Burnley players. And I really like that you are going that way, because if they get relegated. And that you also are going for a Brentford stack is very nice. And like, this gallery is something I really like for, of course, the new PL in-season tournament. And also, besides that, you also have some strength in different positions. Jordi Vanderberg is a card I really like. So you also have not all eggs in one basket when it comes to the PL in-season limited tournament. So this gallery I really like. In terms of upgrades, I would maybe... I think there are a lot of players that aren't that influential and good when it comes to the pitch. And that is probably one thing I would slightly move away from, because Burnley is the dominant team. You don't have a collection from a very dominant team, although I don't know too much about Midtjylland. I really like you have gone for Midtjylland, that you have something else to strengthen in, and that is also a challenger team. So if Burnley goes down, you will also have another challenger team in Challenger, yeah, because when they goes down to Championship, I mean, they will be a challenger team on Sorare. So that is also something I really like. So yeah, I don't know exactly what to do with this gallery. I think it's very well structured at the moment, but it isn't at the place it needs to be to hit those rewards consistently. That is the thing I was going to say. But in terms of just grinding the PL in season, I think this gallery is perfect. Let's move on to Guardian Angel 21. And like, this team right here in Cap 240 is insane. Like, look at this. This is just beautiful in my opinion. You have every single fixture is at home. You have Kevin Trapp, Harry Maguire, Pedri, Nabil Fekir and Facundo Buonanotte. I would go for the mid-threshold here with this team. And yeah, just incredible fixtures for everyone besides Nabil Fekir. But he is an AA monster, so we don't need too much from him. In terms of under 23, it wasn't that much of options. I knew that you wanted me to make an under 23 team. The only downside with this team is that Abde isn't expected to play. Of course, we could go for Leandra Campagna. I don't know if he's going to play either. Or we could go for Nico Williams. I think he will play. So this is an example of just moving this around. Because when I built this lineup for a day ago, it was actually the other way around, that Abde was expected to start and Nico Williams was expected to be on the bench. But now it looks like he will be a starter. Of course, I don't know what is happening to Play Sharper, by the way, because I can't get it on the screen on my PC. I need to go on the mobile. But just be aware of that. This may be... just do your research with that one when it comes to the Athletic Club forward. And yeah, and the all-star lineup I think is very, very strong. A team I really, really like. Hopefully Kiteshvili plays. Horvat is a very good one in my opinion, and a lot of like it just depends if if Sporting Gijón gets a clean sheet, you are in heaven. And if the rest of the players perform, which I think they will, you could expect a very, very decent reward here. And let's go to Guardian Angel and check his... Like, this is very impressive. You have 15 rewards with 118 cards in limited. Very, very nice. And this is something I really like. You have gone for Sporting Gijón as a defensive collection, it looks like. Although you may have some attackers from them, but I think those are very, very strong when it comes to their defense. And you have like a lot of small collection pieces here and there. You have from Union Berlin, you have from Inter Miami, you have from Barcelona, you have from Sporting Gijón, you have from Seattle Sounders, you have from LA, you have from Besiktas. Like, there are so many different small collections. And also Nashville, like there is just insane, and also Sturmsgrad. There are so many small collections here and there, and I could be a big fan of it, not going to lie, because it looks like it actually works out for you in terms of your rewards. But yeah, like it's very, very fun to see someone going that way. I think it's very underrated to go for small collections of each team and try to get them to 2% or 3%. And instead of just buying a lot of bad players, you go actually for the good ones in that team. That is what I have done recently with Real Sociedad and Stuttgart. I don't want to buy players I don't think will perform, because of course you need to pay a lot for that actually to be worth it when you get up to the 4% mark and the 5% mark. So I could like this very much, but the thing is that just remember to buy the best ones. Not if you're going to have small collections from each team, don't buy the bench player or the reserve player. That's just my opinion, and I really like this, to be honest. Really, really like it. And also, yeah, the attacking stack for Athletic Club is also very nice. And yeah, I don't know what to say, because like this is a different strategy than many use. So I don't want to say that there is something wrong with it, because it's not. And also I think it's very, very creative. So we'll get a lot of points there from my side. And let's move on. I don't have any negative things to say about this, because I think a lot of these players are Champ Euro players. And I think you will either way have, like, because this is something I really like with this. They are very easy to shift from. For example, if you don't want the Miami stack anymore, you can just sell 5 or 6 players. But if you, for example, have a full collection, you need to sell 25 players, and that is a lot of stress, and it takes a lot of time, and a lot of those will go down in terms of the tax. Sorare takes 5% when you sell them, and also you need to make that money from those bench and reserve players you have just not used. So I really, really like this. Good luck to you, and if you want to use these lineups this weekend, you're free to do it, but I think you actually know what you're doing, and you actually know your gallery better than me. But this is just a Captive 40 lineup I needed to build, because this looks so, so strong. And now we have Myth Salvatore, and here we can just jump right into it with Champion Europe. And just so you can see, he's 63%. I have him also in my own gallery, and he is actually 80%, I think, or 90%. I think it was very, very weird that he didn't play last game week. But yeah, of course, he came back from his injury, and I think he's slowly and steady, and I think he should be a starter now. And we can just first start with Rønne, a very good fixture. Calafori with a good fixture. Those are maybe 2 clean sheets in a row there. And also Sarabia with a very, very favorable fixture. And we also have Iago Aspas, AA monster. I think he's so underrated. And that is one of the players I really like that you have in your gallery, because he is a player that could smash it if he gets a decisive. And we also have André Gomez, that has been on fire recently with a very, very good fixture against Toulouse. This is a podium team in my opinion. And I'm not even joking. This is a podium team. Of course, everything needs to click, but I think this have podium potential. And the next one is another very strong team in my opinion in All-Star. We have Anthony Lopez, very good fixture against Metz. I think he's going to be nailed. André Ramalho, he didn't play against Dortmund, he was on the bench. But now, because Buscaglia is injured, I think he will be even more nailed at the center-back spot. with Enzo Leopold and Benteke, which I really, really like, and also Saliakas. I really like Saliakas' peak scores, so this is a go big or go home team. And the next one is Cap to 70 Limited, which I think actually is surprisingly strong. We have Tanaka here, which is one of the Japanese players I really, really fancy. And Yilmaz, very good fixture. Sad Nicola, and also this guy right here, Matsumoto, hopefully he keeps a clean sheet. And also Puyan Palu. He doesn't have the best of fixtures, but hopefully he can do something. I think this is a very, very good gallery and have a lot of like good players that could consistently spike. Myth Salvatore, there we have you. And in terms of this is something that is a little bit concerning. You have 282 limited cards, but only 7 rewards won. And that isn't concerning, don't get me wrong. And you also have some rare cards, which is cool. I don't think you wanted me to build any rare lineups, so it will be a lot of limited in today's video, but I really like the limited scarcity. And it's not, it may be because you have signed a lot of new players recently, but I think here is a type of gallery that is quality, a lot of quality, but you have a lot of players. So I feel like many Sorare managers get tricked because yeah, you have 280 cards, but don't make 10 lineups or 11 lineups. I don't know how many lineups you have made in... Okay, we can do a little bit of research here. We can check your lineups for game week 451. You actually won something, like that's nice. Oh, this lineup is strong. This lineup is very, very strong. I really like this lineup. PL in season, yeah, nice. The only reasoning for me wanting to go through this is because when I scroll down, I see so many lineups, and I may be completely wrong because here you have done the right thing, gone full strength on this lineup right here, and then you have made, of course, other lineups. But my point being is that I feel like many are tricked to make 10 to 15 lineups, although you should make 3 good lineups, very good lineups, and then the rest are not throwaway, but players you have rest. Of course, that may be what you're doing, like I don't know, but that is something I would recommend you to doing. And like the last game week, a high tier 2, that looked very, very good, so congrats on that. Hopefully you got something good, or you did get Rajkovic actually. That is actually a very decent card. Yeah, in terms of his price, you shouldn't be that happy with that, I think, but I think you got a little bit Ethereum to top that off. But very, very nice to see that you're performing recently. And yeah, good luck this weekend, Myth Salvatore. And then we have Drakester, and I think the reasoning for me only making 2 lineups is because you only have 2 goalkeepers. Unless I'm wrong here, let's check with also limited. No, yeah, I know why I didn't, because you asked for a challenger lineup as well. And okay, let's just go through these lineups first. Hopefully he starts, by the way. I think he will. But we have this guy right here in goal, and Dalan Bas. And this is a gallery where I know nothing. So, like, this is one instant where you shouldn't listen to me. Although I think this lineup looks pretty strong, and I think this looks also pretty strong. And I think I will probably go for here the lowest threshold target here, to be honest, or the mid one. I like your collections, and this is far away from my, like, where I can, like, come with any tips when it comes to the players you have. You have 46 limited cards and 6 rare cards and one reward. And this is something I like. You are starting on a Chelsea collection. I don't know if I would have gone for a Chelsea collection, but I won't blame you. And I see also you are going on a collection in rare. But my point here is, like, this looks very good, but I have no knowledge in those type of teams you're building now. And I really like, actually, you have actually some more Chelsea players. That is very nice. You just need a goalkeeper now, and you will have be able to play that this weekend, actually. That would I recommend you to do actually, because which fixture does Chelsea have? They have Brentford away. That could be a good fixture actually to go for. Like Gallagher is smashing it recently as well. That is very, very cool and nice to see. But my point being is that I really like where you're going actually now. And for me, it was very hard to see a pattern. Of course, you have a collection of this team right here. I think it's Charlotte or something, is it? Or is it New York City? Like, I know nothing about MLS. Yeah, Charlotte, it's Charlotte. I'm sorry. So I'm here, I have no knowledge when it comes to these type of players, and also Strasbourg, I don't have too much knowledge there. And if you want to go for my lineups, do it, but in terms of your gallery, I think you're going in the right direction, to be honest, and it's just a matter of time where the rewards will come in, and I hope you have a lot of knowledge in those teams, because I don't have. So just be aware when you make those lineups. This is the two main lineups I would have gone for. And yeah, I'm sorry that I couldn't help you too much, but I really like the way you're going with building a Chelsea squad. Of course, they are a little bit overpriced, but I really like you going for Chelsea and not the top teams in Premier League, because I've said to many, don't buy into the hype. Chelsea are maybe the less... I think no one have actually hyped Chelsea up for the last couple of weeks. Like, they are the most under-hyped team, and that of course reflects in their price, and therefore I like the way we're going 100%. But this is my lineups. If you want to go with them, do it, but I wouldn't recommend you to do it. And yeah, the next one is Krisiko, open for offers. And the first thing I saw when I looked at this collection or his gallery is that he has some of the best forwards in the game, and I love that you have gone strong with the forward positions. And in terms of this, I think this guy here is going to... No, Barkas, he isn't going to play, I think. I don't know, but I don't think Barkas will play, and that is a little bit of a concern. But I think Benderhorst is going to play. He's backup goalkeeper, I think. Or is that the backup goalkeeper? Like, I may be tripping. Yeah, I think he's going to play, Branderhorst. I think he's going to play. There we go. Nice, I'm sorry about that. But that will probably be your priority lineup this weekend. I don't know what is happening to Sorare data. There we go. Branderhorst in goal, very, very favorable fixture. Hollingshead, as I said, incredible SFI scorer. We have João Paulo with a tough fixture, but I think he will perform. And then we have Luke de Jong and Baris Atik. Those two are just incredible. Luke de Jong will smash it, I'm 100% sure for that. And like, he played against Dortmund, so he may get rested, but if he plays, he will smash it. And if he is rested, this lineup will most likely be dead unless he came on and score. We don't know, but I think this lineup, if everyone starts, is incredibly strong. Therefore, we are also going for a kickoff lineup, and I really like going for this. I don't think you asked for it, but I saw you had, or maybe you asked for it, I don't know. But still, you have this player like here, Lucas Gugang, and he seemed like a player that could smash it. And the rest of the players here is a little bit of a risk, because they either could do very, very well and very bad. So this could be one of your first rare rewards for sure. And this one, cap to 70, very strong lineup. Double up in forward again with Benteke, I really like that. Skov Olsen, incredible. And also Gulherme with a very, very good fixture in my opinion. 41% win probability, don't seem too realistic. But of course, Konesper haven't been that strong recently. And then we have Busaid and also Kukce with a very good fixture. And I really, really like this gallery. Like, in terms of the rewards, 9 rewards. I think it's a matter of time before you get way more. And Buendia, good signing. Like, there are a lot of players with strength here, and I really like here that you're going for a 20 collection that looks very clean, and you have a lot of strength in just general in your gallery. I really like that I've gone so big when it comes to the forwards. I really like this strategy, to be honest. Go all, not all in, but go big on the forwards. And like, to be fair, the rest of the team is also very, very well structured in my opinion, in terms of the players you have in each position. You have... It could be just because you have very, very, very many good fixtures this weekend, but I think in general you have those teams that could smash another team, and those are the type of players I really, really like to have in my gallery, because I know that maybe in 80% of the cases I won't get any rewards with this team in specific, but this team could also in 10% of the game week win me or come top 3 or something, although that is very, very hard in limited in specific. But I think you have some of those players that could actually manage to do it, and this is another case of quality over quantity. You should prioritize 1, 2 to 3 lineups, and don't take all of your good players in different lineups. Go all in on one and then you go gradually down when it comes to the quality. I really like this, and let's move on to the next one. And now we have the next guy right here, which is Ashish Buhunsle. I hope I pronounced that name right. I don't think I did, but you said to me that you haven't won a single reward yet and you don't know which tournament to play. I've taken a quick look through your gallery. Hopefully Janelt starts. I need to check that now. Actually, I need to, because this is you haven't won a reward yet. I will be sure of that Janelt starts. Just 2 seconds here on Play Sharper, because he was predicted to start when I made this lineup first. And yeah, the Play Sharper prediction haven't came out yet, but I think Janelt should start. And like, first of all, with this we can just go first to your gallery, which is Ashi. I can just, can I do, yeah, let's just do this. And the reasoning for me wanting to show this up, you have 54 cards. You haven't won a reward yet, that is respectable of course, but I think the thing with the players you have bought is that I can't see a pattern, because you have bought so many players that doesn't play. Like Mason Mount, for example, is an incident of a player that doesn't play. Like, you have a lot of players in terms of the budget you're probably playing on, but you don't have any good players. And this isn't to be disrespectful or anything, this is just to be 100% honest. And let's go to the lineup builder now. And then I will explain why I don't think that. And also, of course, the fixtures here, you may be extremely unlucky, but I don't think like what is St. Johnstone is a collection to go for. Or not a collection, I don't think I have many St. Johnstone players, or do you have that? No, I don't think you actually have that. But what is this team? Sheffield United. Like, it's very hard for you to win rewards when you have teams like Sheffield United. Although it could be a very good strategy if you have them for the long term, for the next season when they go down to the championship. I will 100% respect that. But if you want rewards now, I don't think that is the way to go. And also this team Nürnberg, I don't know if that is the team to go for. And also I think I have a collection here with... yeah, you have actually a collection with St. Johnstone. You actually have that. And I have some of those players in this team actually. And like, the reasoning for me saying this so simple is because, yeah, you can have collections from teams, but I don't think going for St. Johnstone and teams like that is the best way to go for now. Although they will have some game weeks where they smash another team, but I think when it comes to starting your Sorare gallery, I think you have moved the step from playing the specialist divisions, and you have gone right up to playing the tough divisions like Challenger Europe and etc. And I don't think that is the way to go. And I will come with some very simple tips soon. But first of all, looking at this team is the team I would go for this week. Go for the lower threshold target. And the reasoning for me going for this is because you never know. St. Johnstone may get a clean sheet, and then you have a partnership here, and then you have, of course, Janelt. You have this guy right here that I don't know too much about, but he plays like in a team that doesn't look too great. And then I have Matthew Smith that I have just captained, because if we go to his scores, we have seen recently that he has those peaks. He has those peaks, and that is so important with the captain. If he get a similar score to this, you will get the threshold, the lowest threshold target. And that is why I've gone for him. And also, if we go back to your gallery, I just think it lacks a lot of quality. You have $65 worth in your gallery. I would personally, it's a little bit hard, because you could sell a lot of those players, because some of those players aren't even, like, for example, a lot of these players are for the collection, and I respect that. You go for collection, and I don't want you to sell those players yet. Try to do well with the St. Johnstone collection, or the team that is called. And for the budget you're on, it could be a good idea, because you never know when St. Johnstone may smash another team. So it could be a good idea, but as you have said, you haven't won a reward yet. And that is an indication of course, St. Johnstone isn't the team that will win you consistently rewards. And I don't think you will now go out there and sell those players. I don't think that is the right decision. But moving forward, are you planning to, if you're going to put more money into Sorare, I think it's a good idea to move a little bit different. Go for players that are very good, and now you have gone for a way that, like, of course you have some Sheffield players, and now I think you need to make a decision. do you want to keep on having this St. Johnstone players? If the answer is yes, and you want to win consistent reward, you should buy more players besides that. And you should choose, do you want to go strong in Challenger, Contender and Champion? You should decide between those three when the March of 29th comes. And I think you're on a budget where I think you should keep on building when it comes to the St. Johnstone collection. Build another team in the Scottish League. For example, a Celtic collection. And a strong collection besides that. So you can have, when it comes to the division system, you have a strong team, a strong collection where they can consistently hit you those rewards. And then you have, for example, your Kilmarnock collection, which will, not consistently, but in some cases win you a reward in the lower divisions. And then the rest of the players you have from those two teams will you put into the global cap to 40 teams, the global cap to 20 teams, the global cap to 70 teams, and then you also can use, for example, Sheffield players to fit in there as well. I hope that makes sense. Leave in the comments if you have any more questions about this. I think you're on the right path, but buying players like Mason Mount isn't something to... like, this could be a very good investment, don't get me wrong, but in terms of getting those rewards, I think it will take a long time before Mason Mount gets into a starter spot at Manchester United. But in general, if you have any questions, leave in the comments. And this is, of course, I see you have recently been started, as we can see here, and it's just a matter of time before you will also find some joy on Sorare. And of course, the Cap 220 lineup will be more of the players you can fit in here and be creative here. I haven't gone for any lineup because, like in the forward spot, there are no players that actually have a reasonable fixture. But do your own research here, and at least my Cap 240 lineup would look like this, and hopefully that could hit you the lower threshold. And if you see that JanElt isn't expected to play, you could of course go for Daniel Phillips here instead. Yeah, and then you have almost a full collection of St. Johnstone. And now let's move on to Dunsil Dream XE, and we have gone for two lineups here, a Cap 270 lineup and a Cap 240 lineup. I think that is because you only have two goalkeepers, or I may be wrong there, but still I've gone for these two lineups. And I think you're a little bit unlucky here because you have a lot of very tough fixtures. Especially your Hearts players are away against Rangers, so that makes this game week not the best for you. But you have Bayazid, you have Asta, as I have captained in your Cap 270 lineup. We have Shinny, Tachi, and also Chanklin. That this could hit the hit the reward pool, but I think it, of course, it depends on Chanklin getting a decisive, I think. And then we have these features. We have a triple up home against Hertha Berlin. I really like you have gone for, I think this team is actually Holstein Kiel, if I'm not completely mistaken. I apologize if that is wrong. Yeah, that is completely wrong. Okay, it just looks like it, but it's Eintracht Braunschweig. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but one thing, this team looks very good at home. So hopefully they will perform against Hertha and get a clean sheet. I don't know why is Holstein Kiel so low on the table. That didn't make sense to me when I saw it now, but it's not Holstein Kiel. And then you have Pedrinho and Miovski. And those are the two teams I would go for. And if we look at your gallery, I don't think you have those, although you have won 4 rewards when having 32 cards. That is pretty decent. You have also bought 2 new goalkeeper, or 2 of the same goalkeeper, Casali. And I think you're, like, I actually really like these type of galleries as well, because you have gone very, very much strength in the Challenger and Contender leagues, the new leagues when launching 29th of March. And I really like, for example, Shanklin and your Hearts players. I think because Hearts are a team that could smash it, and I would go out there and actually buy a goalkeeper and a defender from Hearts as well if I were you. But yeah, still I really like this, to be honest. Really, really like this. And you have only 32 cards, but it looks like you know where you're going when it comes to your cards and your players. I think you know these type of leagues way better than me. You have Sander Clark. I didn't see him. But you have Sander Clark. That is very nice. Very, very nice. You are going for a Hearts collection, and this will be very strong in the 29th of March, playing the Classic season. You will consistently hit those reward boxes, which will be very, very nice, and hopefully this will work out for you. I also really like that you have gone for the second Bundesliga, I think it's called that. And yeah, I really like this gallery. You have some old season cards that will be good for the classic season competitions, and you also have some new season cards that will be good for the new in-season competitions. I really like this in general. Good luck to you. And then we have the next one, which will be not Babish, and you have actually asked for my help in specific about what to do with your gallery, what new players to sign. And the only reason for me building only one lineup is because you only have one starter goalkeeper, and that is Bernd Leno, which have a very tough fixture away against Manchester United. Very unlucky that Barkas isn't expected to play. I think it's like 10% or something. Bernd Leno away against Manchester United, yeah, not the best. Lilian Brasier, on paper, a very good player, but I don't know how good he will do against Strasbourg. We have Pascal Gross, a player I really, really like. I will captain him. And then we have Dries Mertens and also Nuno Mendes. Nuno Santos, I mean. Some good... Like, this is a collection or a gallery that have some very good players. But I can't see your vision. When buying these players, you have been on Sorare since 2021. And I can't see your vision at all. When it comes to the players you have bought, you have Pedro Porro, you have James Maddison, you have Lilian Brasier, you have Odogi, you have Nuno Santos, which is a good player, you have Dries Mertens, you have Juan Jesus, you have Pascal Gross, you have Pervis Estupinian, you have Bissouma. Also Ross Laidlaw, actually. I don't know why he isn't a starter anymore. Okay, so that is a little bit unlucky, to be fair. And also Dimitrovic, which is the starter. You have been very unlucky with the goalkeepers you have been getting. But still, this is a team or a gallery where I don't see your vision, because you have some top players. Top players. But first of all, many players are from different leagues. That is, of course, 100% fair. But like, I don't know why Dries Mertens are here. He's a very good player. I don't know why Nuno Santos is here. Because, like, it doesn't look like you have finished your plan. You have 4 or 5 different plans when it comes to the different players you're going. And also now you have a player from the second league in a Bundesliga, and then you also have a player from the Austrian Bundesliga, I think. And also you have a player I have never seen in my entire life. And there are nothing wrong with that, don't get me wrong. But now, when the 29th of March launches, the new transition period, it will be extremely hard for you to perform. Because I really like where I'm going with the Premier League players. I could see that going very well, but you don't have a Premier League forward. Like, how can you... Like, that? It's impossible for you to win rewards at the moment, because you don't have any structure. If I were you, I would sign a new Premier League forward. I would probably... Because you have some insane players. James Maddison. Like, it's players that are worth a lot. And also Pascal Gross. Incredible players. Pervis Estupinian, I think he will be back soon, but he has been benched recently for some reason, I think. Or not playing as much as I thought. Pedro Porro, very unlucky with him being injured. I would buy a new forward and a new defender, probably, from the Premier League, so I have more in depth. And maybe the backup keeper from Fulham or another goalkeeper. And then you play the PL in season and try to win as much for the rest of the season. That is the first thing I would do if I were you. And the second thing is to buy another goalkeeper. Another good goalkeeper, I would go for the Brest goalkeeper. What is called Bissout. And then you can partner him up with Lilian Brasier. And then you use him to play the classic season next season in the Champion Europe. Or you could upgrade Lilian Brasier to the new season card and also buy the new season card of Bayazit, not Bayazit, but Bissout, the keeper for Brest. He is currently on a red card suspension, just keep that in mind. And then we have, for example, Juan Jesus. I don't know why you have him, but still, that could be a good player for, of course, the Champion Europe team. And that is why I'm very tempted, and I would recommend you, because you also have Tapsoba, to upgrade your Lilian Brasier to the new season card, so you could play the new season when that launches. And then you buy a new midfielder. That you also have Pascal Gross here, and you also have James Maddison. But I wouldn't go out of my way to because I want those two in your main lineups in PL in season. So you buy another midfielder, a good midfielder from the Champion Europe side, and then you also buy another Champion Europe forward, because you don't have any Champion Europe forward by the looks of it. And let's say now I've said a lot of things you could buy, and like an example of a forward could be Gyrassi, it could be Dennis Undav, a Champion Europe forward. An example of a midfielder could be Führich, it could be Angelo Stiller. That is 4 players I really like from Stuttgart, a team that scores a lot of goals. Then you have a good defensive French stack with Lilian Brassier and Bissout, and then you have a collection of attacking players from Stuttgart. That is what I have done, and that is what I would do if I were you. And then you have a backup player like Juan Jesus is a good backup player, and then you get another low L15 goalkeeper where you can use as like for example backup players that haven't made the first team. For example, Juan Jesus, you can have a cap to 40 team where you just grind the lower threshold, and then for example if he doesn't fit in there, you will just use him there. And that is another example of having more backup players, so you can just fit in there. I would personally, and that depends, do you have funds in your account? If you don't have funds in your account, sell Dries Mertens, sell Nuno Santos, and go and sell those players, and sell Dimitrovic, sell Ross Laidlaw, sell players you're not you're not very keen on having. And that is what I would do. I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments and I'll answer it. If you do that, it will be just a question of time before you win more rewards. The next one is going to be, and I'm I've talked now for almost 40 minutes. And there I think I will go a little bit faster through these guys, because we have still some galleries to go through. Cap to 40 rare, Nico for PF. I really like how the gallery you have built is structured. And you said to me you wanted to have a good cap to 40 lineup, a good all-star lineup, and a good cap to 70 lineup. I've gone a little bit different. I've built a strong cap to 40 lineup. I would go for the lower threshold. I think you will nail it with this team. And then kickoff rare, we have gone incredible strong, because Paulinho is a player that in some cases does very bad, in other cases he smashes it. So therefore I've gone for him. Ljungdahl, Di Maria, Matsson, and also Vicente. If every one of these starts, I think you will get a rare card. And if Paulinho smashes it, of course, he could get a 20-pointer, but he could also get a 90-pointer. That is something I like with him, and therefore I haven't put him in a cap to 40 rare side, because I just wanted to hit the lower threshold here. And another very strong all-star lineup that would definitely, in my opinion, hit you those rewards. Unless you're very, very unlucky. Jan Oblak, Romalo, Visca, Orsolini, and also Vavro. I really, really like that team as well. So if you want to go for that, do that for sure. I have a lot of confidence in this. And you are actually a manager that have won a lot. You have actually won SF5 victory. Your gallery is just perfect when it comes to how much you have probably spent. You have 130 limited cards and 14 rare cards. And the way this gallery is structured, you have so many players that is like monsters, and that is something I really, really like with this gallery. Players like Vicente, I've talked so much about him, although I don't have him in my gallery. He is your best scorer. Like, what an incredible player to have in your gallery. He is so good, and that is something. Now he has recently been benched a little bit. I don't know what the case is with that, but he's expected to play. And then that of course reflects in. I think I have him in. Yeah, I have him here. Yeah, in the kickoff rare tournament. And of course, I think you know what you're doing, so I don't want to give you any tips. I think you have a lot of strength, and you need to just decide: do you want to play the classic season? Do you want to play or the in season? That is what you need to choose. If I were you, I would just stay grinding the cap to 40 threshold for the rest of the season with players like this, and yeah, and maybe sell some of the rare players and go even more in strength when it comes to the limited cards you have or the gallery you have, unless you want to move up or if you want to deposit some more, because it looks like right now you have a very, very strong gallery and very strong depth here. Very, very nice, very cool gallery to see. And moving on, we have 104 BT, I mean. But it looks like this is a very, what is called a very low budget gallery, and you're very unlucky with your goalkeeper choice this weekend. A very, very tough fixture. I think you have only one goalkeeper. And I think you should go for the lower threshold here. And also I've made a cap to 20 lineup for you because you want me to do it. And then you can pick the best extra goalkeeper you have. And if you don't have an extra goalkeeper, just swap one from, of course, the amateur division. And I want to just look at your gallery very, very fast. And you have 27 limited cards. You have won 7 rewards. That is very impressive, actually. Having 27 cards and winning 7 rewards, very, very good and very nice. I really like Merapti. I really like a lot of your players, but I feel like there aren't too much, I feel like there are too many spots that are missing, if that makes sense. You don't have too many smashes that can smash it, I mean. You have Brodart, and I can't see your pattern, but you have a lot of new season cards, a lot of old season cards, and yeah, you need to just find out what you want to do. Of course, I can't say too much because that record is very impressive, don't get me wrong. But still, I think I would change, in my opinion, I would change a little bit and go more strength, in my opinion. Of course, it depends on your budget. I don't know if you have some extra funds in your wallet, but still, this is a gallery that, you don't have too many starter goalkeepers, you don't have too good forwards, you don't have too many good defenders or midfielders. That may be because you have tough fixtures this weekend, but I would recommend you a little bit of a gallery revamp or upgrade the players you already have. Go through your gallery, look at the best players you have, the players that means the most to you, and then you build around those, or make a full gallery revamp. But by the looks of it, you know actually what you're doing, so I won't complain too much about your gallery. Good luck this weekend, and if you want to use these lineups, yeah, I think this looks decent. I think you will get the lower cap to 40 threshold mark here. And now we move on to the, I think it's the last, no, it's not the last. Wow, this takes a long time. Yeah, you have only one starter goalkeeper here, and this is a little bit fun thing. You have 2 starter goalkeepers, but you have only 4 starter outfielders. So it was very easy for me to make this team actually. It was just to take every player you had that actually had a game week this time around. If we can go to edit your lineup, we can see that you don't have any extra players. So you aren't able to play cap to 40 as you wanted me to do. So that is a little bit unfortunate, but I think you are 5 rewards with 17 cards. Once again, very impressive. But I think you go more, you're more in depth when it comes to MLS. And oh, that is why I don't think Tottenham have any fixture. That is why Tottenham don't have any fixture, and that is one of your main collections, which I think is very, very cool. And then I really like this actually, very nice. And then you also have Vancouver that don't have a fixture this weekend by the looks of it. So then it was very easy for me to make your lineups. Yeah, that was it. And I think actually this lineup or this collection or this gallery, whatever you want to call it, is very clean. I like the way you're going. You don't have too many cards, but the cards you have are very underrated in my opinion. Now I'm starting to get a little bit tired. My camera just died off, but we're back. And thank you, PT40, very active. Good luck this weekend. And let's move on to the last one. Erki, you didn't need any help with your lineup building, but you wanted some general tips. And this is an example of a strategy I think is perfect. Now this is the best strategy you can have when you're on a budget. You have a good player from the La Liga kickoff if Fornals starts. You have a good player for he's playing at the League 1, is it? In the French League. Yeah. Teddy Thelma, very good for the kickoff divisions. You have a good kickoff player here, you have a good kickoff player there. You have a good specialist team here. And you also have a good Serie A kickoff player. Like, this is probably, you have 3 rewards with 9 cards, perfect, very good. And this is such a joy to watch. For me, like, this is, if I would start my Sorare account with 25 euros or 50 euros, we can see how much your gallery is worth. 100 euros or $100. This is exactly what I would be doing. I'm not even joking. And moving on to the 29th of March, I think you need a gallery revamp. And that is, or you don't actually need it. If you want to play the classic season, you can just buy Jose Sa, which is pretty cheap in the all season version, I think, and just play the Premier League classic season competition with an Wolves stack. And then you also have, of course, Gurassi, Fornals, Tauma, and also Lewis Ferguson. Here you need to decide what you want to do. You could sell them and buy new season cards, or you could play classic season with old season cards. I think that also could be a good strategy, don't get me wrong, to go all in on a classic season, and then you can slowly grind your way up to the in-season. In terms of what you, like, by the looks of it, you know what you're doing, and I don't think you need my help too much, because this team look like this is the perfect team when it comes to when you're under 100 euros or $100 in budget, because you can play 5 divisions and you can consistently perform in 5 divisions. And that is something I really, really like to see. And now it's just your knowledge, because you need to build your best lineup besides them when it comes to the Serie A, Bundesliga, French League, and also La Liga, Premier League. And now it's your job. I think this looks very strong until the 29th of March. Of course, you need to do changes then, and you need to sit down and decide what do you want your gallery to look like in the future. Do you want to grind those reward boxes and grind those new season cards to then play the new season divisions? Or will you just, or you could also just sell those new season cards and then just wait for the new season. That is also a strategy you could look at, but by the looks of it, you know what you're doing, and good luck to you. If you have any more questions in terms of which tournaments you should play, you should play Champion Europe, because you have a lot of Champion Europe players, in my opinion. But if there are any other specific questions that I haven't gone through, please leave in the comments. And also, now, my lineups. And I will go very briefly through them. I think this will be how my lineups will look. It's of course not finalized, but I think they will look a lot like this. Champion Europe, we go very strong. We have actually today a game week here. We have Alex Remiro and Javier Galan against Villarreal. Both of them plays today. We have Firish, Gurassi, and Angelo Stiller. Every one of those 3 are also expected to start. Against Köln, I hope they just smash them, get a lot, like 4-0 or 5-0, and every one of these guys gets a decisive. That would be the dream come true. And also, we have Captain Gurassi, because Dennis Undav is currently injured, so then Gurassi will be the main man. Hopefully they get a penalty and everything. And now we have actually the new reward, Andreas Fedoseev, as I have called him for a long time now. I don't know if that is actually his name. But he has a very favourable fixture at home against Andorra. We have Valdemar Anton with a very good fixture as well. We have Dewsbury Hall, because Dewsbury Hall does Dewsbury Hall type things. And away against Leeds, not the best fixture, but you never know with Dewsbury Hall. He's a very good counter-attacking player. And we also have, of course, Jane Sancho with a very favourable fixture against Hoffenheim. Hopefully it starts, and hopefully he can pick up some form, because recently he has been very poor. We also have Subeldia at home against Villarreal. I hope he can get a clean sheet, and yeah, he didn't have a good game last game, although he got a decisive. I hope he can start performing again. Now we have the PL in-season rare team. Casemiro is 50% on Play Sharper, Maguire is 60% on Play Sharper. If every one of these starts, I think this team could do very well. This is the backup team. We have the Iceman, Victor Lindelöf, Rashford, Idrissa Gana Gueye, Rafael Varane, also Jose Sa. If everyone starts here, this team could also look very, very strong. Moving down, we have Cap 270 Rare, with Benjamin Hamer at home against Huddersfield, Victor Christiansen captained at home against Hellas Verona, Ken Sema, Jamie Laveling, and also Yannick Vestergaard. I hope Laveling starts. He is 40% on Play Sharper, but I think that is completely wrong. I think Jamie Laveling is nailed now, because Silas didn't consistently start before the international break. He was consistently getting 20-minute appearances, and I think Jamie Laveling is above that. I think he will play the right wing. I may be completely wrong. Silas may be a better right winger than Laveling, but I think he's way higher than 45%. And then we also have a Cap 220 rare team that could actually perform pretty well, with Sinan Boulat in goal, Castelletto, Pelistri, Jamie Vardy, and Dennis Pratt. And then we have Cap 240 rare, which by the looks of it looks stupidly bad. We have, of course, Wout Faes, McTominay, that is 50-50, Daka, that are 40%, and then we also have Ricardo Pereira, that is predicted to start, and also, of course, Bachmann, that won't play. the plan with this team is to go for the lower threshold target. Most likely we won't get it. And I want to just fast go through the Collection to Glory teams, because it has actually been a little bit of time before, or since I have made a Collection to Glory video. So this will probably be the lineups here as well. I will soon make a video on it, because I made some new signings and new strategies in the future. I want to talk about that in general, but we have a under 23 lineup that looks pretty strong in my opinion. The only downside with this team is probably Bradley Loco. Away against Strasbourg isn't the best fixture, but he has been doing incredible recently, so we will stick with him. We have Ramon Juan with a very good fixture. Caliafori, captained him, hopefully just starts. I don't know if he will start, but I just pray, because he is expected to play. He's like 80% on Play Sharper, and I trust him. And we also have Lewis Ferguson and also Cirque C, which is nice. Now we go over to the good stuff. Champion Europe Limited. This is a team that looks very strong. We have Bredlo, Valdemar Anton, Angelo Stiller, Gurassi, and also Chris Führich. A full Stuttgart collection here. Yeah, hopefully it could hit me something this week. We also have a pretty strong all-star lineup. We have gone tripled up in on Real Sociedad players in defense. If they can get a clean sheet, this team can look incredible, with Pierre Limelou being on fire recently away against Strasbourg, and we also of course have Ursulini just also been on an incredible run of form recently. So this team looks very, very strong if everything goes as planned. I mean. We also have a very good Cap to 70 team with Skorupski and Posch as the defensive pairing. We have Karasur, Daniel Malen, also Kenny Lala. Can Malen keep up his scoring form? I don't know, hope he can. Hopefully he can, I mean. And then we also have PL in season, where I have the full Newcastle collection at away against Arsenal. This will be a tough fixture, but you never know with Newcastle. And then we have Cap 240 Limited, a bit of a throwaway lineup, but I actually think this could do very, very well. I'm tempted to go for the mid target, 340 points, but of course it's a big risk. Leo Weisan is expected to start, that is nice. And yeah, I don't know with this one. Josh Sargent has also been on fire recently, so it could be worth it to risk it a little bit. But yeah, I will talk way more about the Collection to Glory soon in Collection to Glory specific video. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've talked so much. This will maybe be up to 1 hour, so if you have bared with me for this long, I will actually be giving away one Sorare card, and I think this is the Friday video. And of course I will be giving away, but now, actually we do this now. I'm giving away one card each week for 52 weeks, and in today's video I have actually not found a card. I have actually not found a card because it's a Friday video. I completely forgot that. You will be giving away a mystery card, and the only thing you need to do now is to comment your Sorare username, of course, because it's a Friday video. I completely forgot it. It will be a card better than I was giving away last week. But that's it. We have been going strongly in 2024 with the daily uploads. Hopefully I can keep on going, and thank you so much to everyone that have watched so far, and good luck this game week. I hope your teams will perform, and I will see you next one. Bye bye and take care. Peace.